It's just me and you.
Hi everyone, before we start today's video, I want to give a shout out to my good friend HSW who has a brand new YouTube channel called HSW Gaming. He's going to be uploading some awesome Dota and CSGO content there. So please go check out his channel, subscribe and show your support. I'll leave a link in the description to his channel as well as a card that you will see on the top right corner now. Today we are going to look at playing another classic support hero. In this Dota 2 guide video, I will try to explain to you how I played support Disruptor. I will talk you through my item choices, the skill build, talent tree selections, and in general how you should be playing support Disruptor. Disruptor or Stormcrafter is classified as a support hero, and as his name suggests, he is picked for his ability to disrupt team fights and even at times to initiate team fights. He has 4 abilities, out of which the first one is called Thunderstrike. Thunderstrike places a crackling ball of lightning on top of an enemy that continues to strike the target 4 times within 2-second intervals between each strike. At its highest level, it does 120 damage per hit. It also provides vision of the target while slowing down the attack speed and movement speed of the target by 100% for 0.1 seconds. Also remember that it does damage in a very small AoE too. His second spell, which is one of my personal favorites, is called Glimpse. It can bring an enemy back to where it was 4 seconds ago. Remember, it also destroys illusions. This is one of the most important spells of Disruptor. I will talk more about this spell later on. Kinetic Field is his third spell, and it forms a circular field with a 340 unit radius, trapping enemies within it and preventing anyone from going in or out of it unless they have magic immunity. The field forms with a 1.2 second delay and stays up for 4.4 seconds at its highest level. This is a very good spell to combo with other AoE abilities. Static Storm is Disruptor's ultimate ability and I love it. When cast, it creates a circular static storm which damages and silences enemies within it. The spell lasts for 5 seconds and does 350 magic damage every second. This spell has a really amazing Aghanim Scepter upgrade. When Disruptor purchases Aghanim Scepter, enemies caught in the static storm will have their items muted if they are not magic immune during the static storm. Let's go to the laning phase of Disruptor. Disruptor has quite a good attack range and his Thunderstrike can be used to harass enemies from a safe distance. However, you should keep in mind that when you use Thunderstrike on an enemy, the surrounding creep wave also gets affected and your carry might find it difficult to last hit because the creep equilibrium could get messed up. So in this game, I start off with 2 iron branches which I can turn into a wand later on, tangos, a clarity and a salve. I decided on these starting items as I figured that I would be going against a spellcaster, which could be Lion or Lina or both. As you can see, we start fighting even before the creeps come to the lane. The Thunderstrike does so much damage early on, especially to squishy heroes like Lion. I take advantage of my attack range to harass the Lion and Lina quite easily. Disruptor has decent starting damage and you should always try to create this kind of pressure in lane. Watch how I make use of the long cast range of Thunderstrike and force Lion to use his regen and harass him hard. Watch closely as I notice that the Lion is half HP and decide to immediately use my Thunderstrike to get a kill on him. I fly in more clarities and regen because I know that I need to make space for my DK to farm by harassing and playing around the Lion and Lina. The 2 heroes in my lane primarily deal magic damage, therefore I decide to buy Raindrops, which in addition gives me a slight boost to my mana regen. I fly in even more clarities at this point. Some of you might ask, but why don't you just save money and buy arcane boots? If I did that, I wouldn't have been able to trade effectively with the Lion or the Lina, and my DK would not have been able to stay in lane and CS properly. As a support, you need to be aware of the rune timings and grab them whenever you can. unless your mid wants it for himself or there is anyone else with a bottle who needs them. See how my item choices pay off. I cause so much disruption that my DK is able to farm while 3 heroes chase me around, and I still manage to survive. Just look how many spells I eat and still survive due to my starting items. I'm even able to turn and cast Kinetic Field here and get the kill on the Wisp. Okay, at this point, you may ask why I have not skilled the Glimpse. Usually I prefer to max Glimpse over Kinetic Field and Thunderstrike, but in this game I do not have boots. Lina has quite a long attack range and has passive movement speed gain. It would be very difficult for me to cast Glimpse on her. Also, both Lina and Lion are very squishy and my Thunderstrike can bring them to almost half their HP during the early game, which when coupled with the Dragon Breath of my DK would be a sure kill most of the time. See how good 2 levels of Thunderstrike is against these squishy heroes. I'm maxing out the Thunderstrike in this game and see how effective this is. He comes and stuns aggressively, but with just the Ignite and Thunderstrike we slowly take him down. Warding and dewarding is a must as a support, and it is something you need to do as a disruptor. By the way, you can use your Kinetic Field to get vision of cliffs or high ground. Okay, so let's talk about Glimpse. Glimpse, if used correctly, can be game changing. It has a whopping 1800 unit cast range. See how far away I am when I glimpse back the Lion to his sad death. I'm not even in the frame. This is the power of Glimpse. When you glimpse a person, a static charge sort of mark is displayed at the location where he will be teleported to. You need to time your glimpsing right in order for the enemy to teleport near your allies. This comes with practice, however. See how you should stay at the back lines and choose your targets to glimpse. I managed to save Windrunner's life and we turned the fight around even after the Void got a 3-man chrono, just by making the chronosphere almost useless by glimpsing him away. The Spirit Vessel plus the Thunderstrike deals so much damage that the Void just melts even with the Time Walk. And just like that we win the game. I didn't rush Aghanim or 4-staff in this game, nor did I even get the usual Glimmer Cape. My recommended item build for a Disruptor would typically be either Tranquil Boots or Arcane Boots depending on the situation. If you do go for the Arcane Boots, you can disassemble them and make Ether Lens. Of course, you do need a Glimmer Cape and or a 4-staff, or even opt for a Yule Scepter. And let's not forget that amazing Aghanim Scepter later on towards the game, which will allow you to cast that awesome item muting ultimate. Alright, let's quickly go through my recommended talent tree choices for Disruptor. In this game at level 10, I have opted for the plus 30 Thunderstrike damage, as we have a lot of squishy targets. But if you feel like you are being targeted a lot or you cannot survive the team fights, then you need to go for the additional HP talent. At level 15, I almost always go for the plus 125 cast range. If you do feel like you have heroes who can take advantage of the additional Kinetic Field cooldown, you should select that. At level 20, it is a choice between the plus 3 Thunderstrike or the Kinetic Field grants True Strike talents. I usually select the plus 3 Thunderstrike unless there are invisible heroes which I can scout using the Kinetic Field during the team fights or ganks. Finally, at level 25, I almost always select the -8 cooldown reduction Glimpse, which enables me to constantly bring back fleeing enemies near to my allies. Disruptor is great at initiating fights with spells like Glimpse and also counter initiations with his Static Storm and Kinetic Field. As a Disruptor player, positioning is an absolute key, and knowing which targets to go on is a must. You need to coordinate with your team and know who they want to take down and bring them back using Glimpse. glimpse itself takes some practice to get used to, and believe me, even I mess it up sometimes. A small tip while using Static Storm is to first cast the kinetic field and then cast the Static Storm. This allows for the enemies to be caught inside the kinetic field and be unable to move out when the Static Storm is cast. This way it ensures that the enemy is caught inside the Static Storm for its full duration. However, when there are enemies who have escape spells, it might be a good idea to cast the Static Storm and then the kinetic field, followed up by the Thunder Strike. Alright guys, time to wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this guide to playing support Disruptor. Hopefully you can take something away from this video and into your Disruptor games and win matches. A guide like this needs to be scripted, audio recorded and polished, and finally the video needs to be edited and mixed with the audio. But guess what? I love making these videos for you guys and sharing my thoughts and knowledge with you all. I would be grateful if you could leave a like on this video if you liked it, and maybe hit that subscribe button below if you want to see more content like this. You can also hop on into the comment section and tell me what you think about this guide, and maybe request for any other support hero guides you might like to see in the future. Okay everyone, until we meet again in the next video, it's GG, well played.
It's just me and you.